I did my PhD here in Barcelona, and then I went to Portugal with the crisis of 2008. Incredibly, the work conditions at that time were better in Portugal than here. At that time, of course, when everything was broken here. And so I went there, and I went to the oldest university, one of the oldest universities in Europe, Coimbra, that has 725 years. So there's a lot of heritage and a lot of lost heritage as well. So basically, I teach there everything that was related with technologies. I was the computer guy there, so computers guy. And so everything that was related with technology, I was doing that. I did also consulting to enterprises that were connected with robotics and manufacturing, additive manufacturing, robotics, and basically, and laser scanners, 3D laser scanning. That's the connection with the lost heritage. Okay, that's okay. Maybe I prefer this. So basically, I was doing that, and the last 3 years I dedicated to basically scan heritage, the standard steel heritage, and trying to guess and trying to make the research of what was there. Making here the digital twin is the basic model to make it travel to the past. Instead of predicting the future, here in heritage we use it to predict the past. So in one of the things that is the most complicated of all these issues that I have here and all these topics is the software, creating software to make shapes, parametric shapes and generative shapes. That is something that is very useful when you're talking about something as complex as the Baroque or something like twisted towers and columns and stuff like that. So we codify these kind of things, and well, from the basic model, we have all these topics that are all the branches that we have from this basic model that is about cultural dissemination, mixed reality technologies, because then we can amplify, we can make amplify the realities, we can show, we can present things as tacit knowledge instead of explicit knowledge. And my example is very simple. I'll try to be fast. Try to read a book about how to ride a bike, and then take a bike and try to ride it. This is explicit knowledge. It's limited, let's say. Tacit knowledge is like you pick VR glasses and you put in your head, and then you see the things like they were centuries ago, and that's it. It's immediate. It's automatic, and you think like they were thinking and seeing what they were seeing at that time. So what I will show you, it's a video, but it's a representation of the real video. Then I give you the link in the end. That is this video that I will show you. In reality, it's a 360 video, and if you see it with VR glasses, it's on YouTube, so you can download it and you can see it. If you see it with VR glasses, it's like if you were inside of the buildings and inside of these kind of structures. So let's see if I can play it.
The Santa Cruz Monastery in Coimbra, founded in 1131.
Oh, sorry. I thought I could amplify the sound. Yeah, okay, yeah. A little bit.
The Santa Cruz Monastery in Coimbra, founded in 1131, was one of Portugal's main religious houses. It underwent important late Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque reforms before the religious orders were suppressed in 1834. Today, the former scale and richness of the monastic complex is difficult to grasp. As important architectonic and structures have been destroyed during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This was the main reason why we decided to establish a research project combining architecture and history of art with new technologies related to virtual and augmented reality, and also mixed reality.
One of the project's main tasks is the creation of a 3D model of the monastery in the year of 1834, which will serve as reference to all other activities.
At the same time, 3D digital recreations of architectural and sculptural components are being produced to enhance the experience of visitors to the remaining monastic structures, with photorealistic elements and other data, providing visual, acoustic, and even tactile immersion into the past reality.
One example of this is the insertion of the sculptural terracotta ensemble of the Last Supper by the French artist Odart, today in the Machado de Castro National Museum in its original setting, at the eastern end of the still remaining monastic refectory.
We have essayed a Turing test for virtual reality, in which participants of various interactive workshops, using 3D Oculus Go or current smartphones, were able to react to 3D digital versions of the human-scale sculptures of the Last Supper, which were abruptly inserted into architectural spaces unrelated either to the museum or the Santa Cruz Monastery.
These creative technologies provide an interactive experience in contexts where the elements of reality are nurtured with digital information in order to emphasize certain aspects of past reality. The photographic captures of environments and models based on laser scans are creatively fused to produce high-fidelity sensory immersions. This connection between intrinsic and extrinsic elements of the virtual and real worlds enables computer systems to help us observe and communicate in diverse contexts. This was the case of the workshop held at the Department of Informatics Engineering in Coimbra, or of another workshop developed at the Hall of the Faculty of Architecture in Aalborg in Denmark.
As mentioned, in the several studies done so far, the intention was to create distinct contexts into a mixed reality environment where the fusion of digital and analog elements can be sustained through visual, auditory, and sensory outcomes. Versions of these architectural elements, some that still exist, others that have disappeared, were recently tested in other workshops, where they were inserted in the most diverse contexts, such as Álvaro Cis's Faculty of Architecture building at Oporto. The virtual reconstructions of the lost architectural heritage we are producing can be perceived through virtual and augmented reality platforms and devices. These contents will be available in a prototype state for visitors of the studied site. However, given the technological state-of-the-art of the dissemination platforms and devices, our prospect is a more immediate diffusion of the produced contents using smartphones and VR headsets adapters.
This almost universally adopted technology will allow visitors to download and view on the site virtual content related to the missing heritage combined with the subsisting architectural and sculptural elements.
So to finish, we did a model and we inserted the sculptures inside. this model, it is quite huge, you know. And for example, just to have an idea of the importance of this building, the first king of Portugal is buried here. So, and etc. 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 And it's the core of the first university of Portugal and one of the oldest in Europe. So, and here we have also an example of this kind of programming that a long time ago it was difficult. It was, I had this script in 2005, the first time I started with this kind of shape programming. I was creating with Lisp. Now I have, we have Grasshopper, that is a visual program that is it's a Grasshopper. It jumps. It's completely different, and for architects it's amazing because it's very visual. And so we did all this exploration, and we have so this kind of graphic here where you can see the digital twin, the old photographs, inspired things that were demolished. So they are from the latest 19th century, where photography was already there. And then we have drawings and iconography and the conjectural reconstructions that we were more or less guessing how it was. And so we can do this kind of travel to the past with these models. And here we have the QR code that where you can, pointing to this QR code, you can travel to 1834 in Coimbra, in the middle of the Renaissance buildings that we were studying. That's it. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, I have to thank Ignacio because I was doing this project and I was really isolated in the middle of the university that is not connected at all with technologies. And then I explained to Ignacio my next proposal to Europe, and he sent me a paper of digital twins. And then I realized that there's a lot of information of people that are grabbing the same ideas that I was struggling there to do. Thank you very much.